after midnight, and cops get a domestic violence call. They show up, and there's a woman hysterical, hurt, holding a toddler. And she's telling them, he did this to me. So naturally, they go in there to arrest him. Instead, they find him on the floor, between the bathroom and the bedroom. 7 gunshot wounds on his body. Yeah, not what anybody walked in expecting. And honestly, that's not even the last time this case flips on everybody. Not even close.
How mad do you have to make your own mom to have her ask the judge to sterilize you? This murder case is taking family drama to new levels, pitting a mom against her own daughter.
We, the family, asked the court to sterilize Sierra Harp to prevent any more children being born. We also asked for the highest punishment of life without parole.
Now you're probably thinking that's somebody from the victim's side talking, a stranger, someone with no love lost. Nope, that's her mother, standing in front of a judge asking for her own daughter to be sterilized. Today we're getting into the story of Sierra Harp, a rapper who ended up recording his own murder in real time. A woman who kept pulling the trigger for 13 straight minutes while he begged her to stop. And a family that ended up turning on each other in open court because of it. This one's a lot. Let's get into it. Raheem Grant, born March 30th, 1989 in Fayetteville, Georgia, to Geraldine Grant Bryson and Tony Bryson. And this man was making music before he could barely talk. 3.5 years old, sitting behind a drum kit. Then he moves to the mic. His mom, Geraldine, was actually producing a kids' TV show at the time, and she put her own son on it. He'd rap to kids about making good decisions. That was his start in educational rapper, if you can believe that. Then, 7 years old, he's on the stage at the Apollo. Now, y'all know the Apollo. That's not a stage where the crowd goes easy on you. Grown professionals, people with years in the game, have walked off that stage completely humbled. A 7-year-old kid killed it up there.
Excuse me, Mr. Baloney B, but the topic for today is B to the E, the F to the T. Be the best that you can be.
By the time he's a teenager, he's writing, recording, and mixing, and not just for himself. He's doing it for other artists too. That's a whole different skill set. Around Atlanta, people start calling him Red Beezy, and that name starts to actually mean something in the local scene. By his 20s, he's not just an artist anymore. He's running his own label, Mob Life Entertainment. He's the artist, the producer, the engineer, the songwriter, and the CEO, all at once. This is a guy who's actually building something real, brick by brick, in a city where that's incredibly hard to do. So that's him. Now 2013, this is where Sierra walks into the picture. She's a fan of his, comes up to him, gets an autograph, but she doesn't stop there. Tells him she does event promotions and asks if she can work his shows. He says sure, puts her to work. And look, that's a pretty normal way for two people in the music scene to link up. Not long after, they're together. Now let's talk about her for a second because her story matters just as much here. Sierra Harp, born January 1st, 1989 to Adrian Thurmond. Her father was never publicly named, and by most accounts, the home she grew up in was not a stable one. Reports say she struggled in school, got into fights, carried a knife on her not occasionally, regularly. One of her exes actually told investigators she'd been kicked out of school over a fight with another girl, allegedly stabbed her over a boy. So before Raheem is even in the picture, there's already a pattern here. That's worth remembering because it's going to come back up. By her mid-20s, she's doing nightclub promotions around Atlanta. That's literally the job that put her in the same room as him. Okay, so their relationship actually has more layers to it than just co-parents. It didn't start out that way. After Sierra starts working his shows in 2013, it doesn't stay professional for long. They actually become a couple. A real romantic relationship, and by all accounts at the start, it's good. Geraldine, his mom, welcomes her into the family. They get close, like genuinely close. Some accounts say the two of them were basically like best friends, but it doesn't stay that way, because pretty quickly people around them start noticing Sierra's jealousy. It's constant. She wants to know who he's talking to, where he's going, who he's with. And Raheem, realizing how intense the situation is getting, ends the relationship, almost as fast as it started. But here's the thing about ending a relationship with someone you're about to have a baby with: it's never actually over. November 20th, 2014, their daughter is born. They name her Angel. And whatever the romantic relationship was or wasn't anymore, Raheem throws himself into being her father. She's turned up now, about to hit the city and mess up some money for my love. The reason I do all this for my angel here on earth. Love you, baby. Happy birthday. You changed my life. I owe you the world. And I'm going to get it to you before I leave this world. Swear to Mob. That's him posting about her. And by every account, having Angel completely shifted his priorities. People who knew him said he became a different man, more driven, more focused, and obsessed with actually providing for her. But Sierra didn't see the breakup the way he did. Even though he was clear they're not together, she's the mother of his child, that's it. She starts publicly claiming otherwise, calling him her baby daddy in comments, telling other women from what's out there to back off. And under Georgia law, since they were never married, she legally held every single right to that child. Raheem had none, zero. So walking away from her completely was never actually an option for him. Every visit with his own daughter depended on staying on Sierra's good side. For a few years, that's the arrangement. She lives at his place on and off. They raise Angel under one roof. He keeps the peace because the peace is the price of being a father. Meanwhile, his career is not slowing down. If anything, it's taking off. By 2017, he's got his first national tour booked. A full year on the road. Real industry connections, the kind of opportunity that just doesn't come around twice in a city like Atlanta. 2018 was going to be his first nationwide tour, really working with a lot of people, making a lot of connections, real mob connections. So 2017, on paper, should be the best year of his life. Growing label, national tour lined up, a daughter he's completely devoted to.
Yeah, we out here, nigga. People ask, what's out here? Nigga, we out here, we chill. Stupid niggas. They say it's wrong, but we doing right. We moving right, we in the loop, ducking, moving like shit. From the
being a father. Meanwhile, his career is not slowing down. If anything, it's taking off. By 2017, he's got his first national tour booked, a full year on the road, real industry connections, the kind of opportunity that just doesn't come around twice in a city like Atlanta. 2018 was going to be his first nationwide tour, really working with a lot of people, making a lot of connections, real mob connections. So 2017, on paper, should be the best year of his life. Growing label, national tour lined up, a daughter he's completely devoted to. But there's a weight on him, too. His mom later says he told her something, more than once, and it wasn't about the industry. It was about Sierra.
He would always tell me, Mom, I'm not going to live to get 25. He would always tell me that. And I'm like, will you stop saying that? And he would be like, seriously, I'm for real.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
So his mom, hearing this fear from her own son, gives him one instruction. And this single piece of advice is the entire reason this case exists the way it does. It's the reason we have any of this footage at all. If that woman comes at you during any argument or confrontation, pull out your phone, turn on the camera, lay it down, and record. So that when they come, there's proof of what really happened. Read that again. His mother is telling him, ahead of time, before anything's even happened, you need proof. You need a record of your own life. That's not a normal thing a mother has to say to her son. That's a warning. By 2017, Raheem decides he's done relying on Sierra's permission to see his own kid. He starts the legitimation process, the legal process to become Angel's father on paper and go for full custody. And here's a detail that's honestly kind of wild. Sierra actually signs off on it. Investigators later find the paperwork. She gives up her rights, on record. A court date gets set for January. That's supposed to be the month everything changes for him. Full legal custody, a national tour starting, a clean, final break from a relationship that's been complicated since the day it started. But before we get there, November 2017, Sierra's whole life falls apart. She loses her job, gets kicked out of wherever she's staying. Now she's got a 3-year-old and nowhere to take her. So Raheem lets her move back into his apartment. And look, on the surface, that's kindness. Genuinely. But there's a colder read on it too. And it's probably at least part of the truth. If Sierra disappears somewhere, that custody case could fall apart before it even gets to court. He needs to know exactly where she is. He needs her reachable, calm, close, just long enough to get through that January court date. So now they're back under one roof, not as a couple. Two people counting down to two completely different futures, using the same calendar. In the last days of that December, Raheem actually sits down with Sierra's own mother, talks to her directly about his plans, what 2018 is going to look like for him.
I know for a fact these plans did not include you.
That's the energy going into the final stretch of December 2017. He's mentally already gone. He's building a future, out loud, to the people around Sierra, and it doesn't have her in it anywhere. And on December 29th, that future runs out of time completely. December 29th, 2017. This is the night everything they'd been building toward, his custody case, her signed away rights, that January court date, none of it matters anymore after tonight. But before we get to the shooting, there's somebody else in that apartment earlier that night. And her account is honestly one of the most important pieces of this up. And they've got nothing solid enough to actually charge her with anything yet. Which brings us to the thing that changes everything. The thing Geraldine had been telling them to check from the very beginning. Raheem's phone.
Well, they need to find his cell phone. And they said, we had his cell phone. We have it. And then I told them they needed to look in his cell phone because he keeps a cloud. And if he was doing anything, it was recorded on their cell phone.
They'd had the phone in evidence for weeks, but it's locked, and they can't get into it. So they ask Sierra if she knows the passcode, and she gives it to them, willingly, because she genuinely believes whatever's on that phone is going to back up her story. It does not. Inside, there's 4 separate video clips, 13 minutes total. And once you understand what's actually on them, you understand why his mother told him to hit record in the first place. The first clip, Raheem's in the bathroom, alone, holding the phone himself. His face is already messed up, and he's showing the camera exactly what's been done to him. He's literally doing the one thing his mother told him to do, getting it on record before anything worse happens. Then Sierra walks into frame, and she fires. The bathroom mirror shatters behind him. He falls. The phone's still in his hand, but it keeps rolling from the floor now.
You have tortured me and all of the above.
I don't give a what happened to you.
Second clip now. Sierra's the one holding the phone, and she's screaming that he's been abusing her for 4 years. I hate you. You murdered me. I'll give up. I'll give up what happened to you. And Raheem, still alive, still conscious through all of this, he's trying to calm her down, telling her to call his mom, telling her they can say it was an accident. He's badly hurt, and he is still, somehow, trying to find her a way out of this. Near the end, he asks her for water, and he asks to hug his daughter one more time. You can crawl to her. That's her answer. In the background of all of this, Angel, 3 years old, crying for her dad. The fourth clip is recorded after it's already over.
I do not care if I go to jail for the rest of my life.
And here's the detail that ends up mattering more than almost anything else in this entire investigation. Remember her story, blood in her eyes, couldn't see, legs cut up from the knife? On the video, her legs are completely fine, no visible injuries, nothing. Prosecutors would later argue that those cuts on her legs weren't from Raheem at all, that she gave them to herself, to sell a story that the video was about to blow apart completely. February 22nd, 2018, almost 2 months after that night, Sierra Harp is arrested. They bring her in, they play her the video, and when that first gunshot goes off on screen, she covers her face. But even after watching it, she sticks to the self-defense story, all the way to the end of that interview.
I've seen a lot of evil in my career, but I've never seen evil document itself like that.
If you didn't go to the ER after
Yeah, we out here, nigga. People ask, what's out here? What's out here? Nigga, we out here, we chill. Stupid niggas. They say it's wrong, but we doing right. We moving right, we in the loop, ducking, moving like shit. From noon to night, it's just the goons and the crew is tight. What you doing tonight? Just me and you, and the mood is right. It's a loop is right, cause we out here. And my team always getting that green. Yeah, cause we out here. And my team always getting that green. Yeah, cause we out here.
Minute Maid high, whip it up, treat beef like cows in slaughterhouse. That's why we gripping up, doing dirt of my own. Ain't no bitching up, counting money talk, collection going on in my pocket. Stunting when I buy the ball, change with Ted Dawson. He brushed me wrong, I have him slipping, grazing in the grass. She got an all your body, easy slipping when I smash. She wanna feel a fire, people Bryson. I tell the June to pick up the pieces on this average white band. I see mixed brown dope, it ain't 10. Damn, what he talking about? Money and Muslim before they come and chalk him out. That's what my talk be about. You ain't feeling what I'm saying, ma. Get out the car and walk it out. You saving me gas, me money, and not wasting my fucking time. Can't you see I'm on my fucking grind, pretending like they not, but they are. So tell them get off mine. They say it's wrong, but we doing right. We moving right, we in the loop, ducking, moving like shit. From noon to night, it's just the goons and the crew is tight. What you doing tonight? Just me and you, and the mood is right.